Jacinda, I just want to say this is a big moment for the UK and for our partnership with New Zealand, and we're absolutely thrilled that we seem to have driven for the line. We've scrummed down, we've packed tight, and we've got the ball over the line.
So good to see Boris Johnson keeping up the tradition of making jokes in his speeches, because he never actually has anything of substance to say. So here we are then, New Zealand trade deal. It's just embarrassing now, it's really embarrassing. Whenever one of these trade deals comes up, I'm like, I know exactly what it's going to be about. I know what it's going to be full of, but you know, let's keep an open mind, let's take a look, what's in this new trade deal.
I am delighted to announce today that following a conversation with Prime Minister Johnson last night, New Zealand and the United Kingdom have agreed in principle an historic, high-quality, comprehensive and inclusive free trade agreement. All tariffs on all products will be eliminated between both countries, and the vast majority of these, 97%, will be removed the day the FTA comes into force. The elimination of these tariffs alone are expected to save New Zealand exporters and businesses around $37.8 million per year based on current export volumes. Wine is our largest export to the UK. We send around 463 million of high-quality New Zealand wine to the UK each year. I note it was one of the first things that Prime Minister Johnson mentioned. This agreement overnight will remove $14.1 million of tariffs annually. For the dairy industry, they will now have commercially meaningful access for products such as butter and cheese, opening an important market that we have effectively been locked out of for a long time. Many other dairy products will also become tariff-free. Beef volumes will increase from 12,000 tonnes to 60,000 tonnes, and for sheep meat they will rise from 149,205 tonnes to over 164,000 tonnes, with free market access after 15 years.
So, New Zealand are going to be selling their wine, their cheese, their meat for cheaper. Again, which is great. It's great for New Zealand, but I'm still yet to hear in that whole interview a single UK product that's going to be sold over in New Zealand that we're going to benefit from.
I think it means that we will be able to have the benefit of our wonderful New Zealand products even more cheaply than before. We got from Sauvignon Blanc to Manuka honey and kiwi fruit and all sorts of other benefits.
Yeah, again, I didn't hear a single UK product mentioned there that we're going to sell cheaper to New Zealand, that we're going to benefit from. Didn't even mention Scottish whisky. Usually that one gets pulled up, doesn't it, for the 0.001% of GDP that it earns. It's a joke, and all it is just exactly the same as the Australian deal, where we're now going to flood our market with even more cheap meat, dairy. I mean, dairy! Why do we want to buy dairy from New Zealand? We've got perfectly good dairy farms in this country and over the sea in France. Why do we want to import dairy from halfway across the world? It's an absolute joke. It's an absolute joke.
So I believe this is an agreement that we can both be rightly proud of. Unlike a rugby match, I think we can literally both come off the field feeling like winners in this occasion.
No, I love Jacinda. I think lots of people do. She's great. And it's obvious in this interview here, she can barely contain her laughter. And this is a great deal for both of us. I can't do it. I can't keep a straight face.
I believe this is an agreement that we can both be rightly proud of. Unlike a rugby match, I think we can literally both come off the field feeling like winners in this occasion. And I do want to join with you in thanking everyone who's been involved in concluding this agreement and look forward to both countries reaping the benefit of it.
Now, without doubt, as soon as those cameras stopped rolling, she just turns to her colleagues and goes, "Ah, wankers, wankers!" Party hats go on, the balloons. joke. We're a laughing stock. We're an absolute laughing stock, and it's just insane. And she got exactly what she wanted for her country, which is great for New Zealand. She did push for some climate change bits in this deal, which is great, obviously, but I mean, this is where I come to with Boris Johnson. I mean, recently he's been quite big on climate change, isn't it? It's his thing that he wants to push, which is great, obviously, but you know, don't be under any illusion. We know what Boris Johnson is about. Boris Johnson cares about one thing and one thing only: power. Power, keeping power. And he wants, you know, as a booster, he wants some sort of legacy that he can leave behind. I mean, he had the perfect opportunity with coronavirus, really, didn't he? If he wanted to leave some sort of legacy of him being Prime Minister, he could have done a fantastic job of dealing with coronavirus, but he didn't do that, did he? Because his mates in high places with lots of money wouldn't be happy about that, and he might be a bit poor once he leaves office, so he couldn't deal with that one. But he's chosen climate change, yeah, which is great, obviously. Like I say, it's great. It's a good one to choose, but it could have been anything. You know, it's not like he really cares. He could have picked anything. He could have picked infrastructure, farming. He could have picked technology, but it just so happens he's picked climate change, and he's going to try and make that his legacy of being Prime Minister. And you know, we got lucky with that one, I think. If he really is serious about pushing it to just for completely selfish reasons, and we know this. Oh, I'm getting a bit steamy in here again. I like this little village of Rottingdean, actually. It's quite nice around here. It's quite old and traditional. But yeah, we got lucky with climate change. It's purely for selfish reasons, and if he does a good job of it, great. But you know, we're just getting to a point now with these trade deals where it just reminds me of that kid in the playground. A lot of politics reminds me of kids in the playground, but it's just that kid in the playground that's upset his mates, and now he's trying to buy his way. He's trying to buy new friends by after school, taking them down the sweet shop, going, you know, be friends with me. It's embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. It really is. What's your thoughts, guys? What's your thoughts on a new trade deal with New Zealand? Are you looking forward to New Zealand dairy products? Are you looking forward to what's going to happen to British dairy farmers? Are they going to suffer? Is anyone going to care? What about the hundreds and thousands of pigs that we've had to slaughter meaninglessly because we can't farm them ourselves? Do we need meat from New Zealand? No, of course we don't. Of course we don't. Till next time, guys. Take care.